me on this presentation about Common Core State Standards. Has anyone ever heard about Common Core State Standards before?
Yes.
Wonderful. So you guys are going to make my job very easy, but we're going to learn together on today.
Okay.
All right, so, according to the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. And we would all agree that our world needs some changing with all of the recent events that have been happening abroad. So today we're going to focus on what is Common Core, are there any benefits, and how you can help your child or student learn better with Common Core. What can you do in the home to support what's being done in the classroom? So let's look at it. Common Core, according to the World Book, is a set of uniform state standards in the areas of English and mathematics. So the focus is to get the students to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. And that's very different, and it's more student focused rather than teacher focused. And that's very different for a lot of students. Having to depend on and explain why they are doing a particular task and how they came up with an answer. That's really taking the way that they have been taught for many years, many of them, and shifting it in a different direction. And a lot of our students, according to the data from the U.S. Department of Education, are having a real struggle in that area. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. So let's get some background history about Common Core. In 2009, the National Governors Association and the Council of Chief Staff Officers came together and formed Common Core State Standards Initiative. In 2009, the first rollout of Common Core State Standards was implemented. By the year of 2013, 45 states and 4 U.S. territories had adopted Common Core State Standards. So let's pause right there at a moment and let's think about 45 states and 4 U.S. territories. Why not all states? Why haven't all states participated in Common Core State Standards? If the idea is to move students forward, to have them to be college and career ready, you have to wonder, why didn't all states adopt it? So when you think about that, that brings us to our next point. Common Core State Standards is a voluntary initiative. The governor of each individual state or territory has the authority to decide if they want their state or their territory to participate. So if you participate, there's a benefit. Everybody likes a reward. When you're a child or when you're an adult, everybody likes gifts. So think about it. Common Core, this is what we have for our teaching style. So what's the benefit if I elect to take this standard on? So enters Race for the Top funds. Race for the Top funds intersects with Common Core in a few different areas. It adopts rigorous standards and assessments to prepare students to be, again, college and career ready. It recruits and develops and retains and rewards effective teachers and principals. It is focused on building data systems to measure student success and outcomes of teachers. In addition, it wants to turn around the lowest performing schools. Sounds familiar to Common Core?
Yes.
Yes, it does. So when we think about that, Race for the Top has a pot of money, sum total of $4.35 billion. Only $4 billion was disseminated to the states that participated to come up with statewide plans and initiatives on how to get Common Core implemented. But again, it still makes you wonder, why didn't all states participate? So let's look at some data points. According to the U.S. Department of Education website, the data that we have there, and it's broken down according to the states that voluntarily participated participate in the Common Core State Standards. So when we look at that data, it goes over a 4-year time span. And it looks at the data of where they started, or your baseline, data. And then in 4 years, where did you progress to? So when we look at that data, we see a small, we're going to focus on the state of Maryland because we are in the state of Maryland. So when we look at that data, only 10% increase from the time they started in 2009 up through 2014, 10%. If you look at that globally, that's not a lot of students, not a lot of benefit there at all. So you say, why are we still participating in a program that's supposed to prepare students to be college and career ready when only 10% is experiencing some increase? But even with that increase, we have some subgroups within that data set that are not doing well at all. And those would be our students of color. They would be our students that are English language learners and our students with disabilities. Those three subgroups are struggling. And the data has not shown any progress for them. In fact, it has shown regression for them, meaning they are losing skills. So what can you do at home to help your child to benefit from Common Core? What can you do to support them? Couple things. You can read at home with them. You can also help them to look at the world around them when you are out on the road traveling. What is that? Why is that? Begin to ask those higher order thinking questions to get them in the mindset of what Common Core is asking them in the classroom. Over time, you will see that those things will begin to increase, and those children will begin to benefit from the questions that you are asking them. In addition, you can see me after this presentation, and I have some information about free resources and other information that can help your student and you to be able to be home ready for the college and career ready in the classroom. I want to thank you for listening and being a wonderful audience on today, and I hope that you have learned a little bit about Common Core so that we can expand the conversation in future times. Thank you so much.